Make things even worse for Johnny, the judge apparently told him multiple times that his story just didn't add up.
And the maximum punishment, and this is very important, does not change.
You a clout chaser for who?
Clout chaser for who? What do you mean?
Free Israel.
Guys, Johnny Somali is playing his shady tactics to escape from all the consequences. Yes, you heard that right. As you know, Johnny Somali started a counter lawsuit against the victims. But right now, what he is doing has actually crossed the limit. Big creators and others have also started exposing Johnny Somali as he deserves his maximum punishment. But what Johnny Somali is doing right now will shock you. He is once again showing his shady behavior. And if all this continues, then Johnny Somali can also do anything to escape. Johnny Somali and Hank Yu are both playing shady tactics and lying in court, which is ruining the situation. I will break down every detail in this video, so keep watching. So guys, as you know, Johnny Somali is the worst person. Now if I say that, some of you might think I'm exaggerating or making things up, but let's take a look at what people are actually saying in the comments. One person said, that would explain why Johnny thinks the whole thing isn't serious and that he'll just get a slap on the wrist and go home, because Hank keeps telling him that's the case, and they're both stupid enough to believe it. Another person commented, is this not considered witness intimidation? He's suing the people that are witnesses in his criminal court case. In America, this is intimidation and would not be allowed in court. You can't sue someone who is testifying against you in a court of law. Someone else wrote, the year is 2042 and Johnny's next court date is April 11th. And another person commented, he deserves perjury charges. Let him dig himself a deeper hole. He needs to be in jail for as long as possible. So that actually confirms how people feel. They want Johnny Somali to finally learn their lesson. He filed a lawsuit against the victims of his own case. As you know, Johnny Somali's case is coming up on the 29th of October, which will be a very big trial and could lead to a long prison sentence for Johnny Somali. He's still facing a possible 12-year prison term if the judge decides to give it to him. But right now, Johnny Somali is using every shady tactic to manipulate others. Just like here, you can see in this video, Johnny Somali saying he supports Israel and that he is Jewish.
You a clout chaser for who?
Clout chaser for who? What do you mean?
Free Israel. Support the IDF.
That's all?
You're an anti-Semite. I'm a Jew, and you are being anti-Semitic. You are a Nazi.
Did you see that? The reckless behavior from Johnny Somali, and how shameless his expression is. Like he's now the big man of South Korea and doesn't care about anyone. His expressions clearly show that. And what did he say? That he's Jewish? But just remember, Johnny Somali once said he was Muslim and always kept that identity.
Am I Muslim? Of course I'm Muslim, guys. What do you mean I'm not Muslim? I'm Muslim. The Jew stuff in Israel was all content, guys. Come on. You guys know I'm trolling. You know that was all rage bait content. Like, come on, guys. I'm Muslim 100%. I was born Muslim. I'll die Muslim. You're an anti-Semite. I'm a Jew. I'm Muslim 100%. I'm a Jew. I'm Muslim. I'm a Jew.
So Johnny Somali is actually the most shady and worst person. He can do anything at any time. He's the most shameless and dishonest streamer and man ever. Everyone knows that. So this is proof of it. This type of shady streamer should be held accountable. Everyone is talking about it right now. As you know, Johnny Somali filed a counter lawsuit against the victims, and one charge was even dropped from his list. Now, Legal Mindset is also concerned about this issue. You can hear it from Legal Mindset himself.
What happens here is one deepfake charge is gone. Guys, look at that. We had 8 charges. He loses 1. Yes, that's 1 less, and that does matter. But he's still got all these other charges. And the maximum punishment, and this is very important, does not change. Let's go over to this. The maximum punishment is still 12 years. That has not changed. It's always been 12 years, hasn't changed. The only thing that changes is each additional count of a crime, not a different crime, but an additional count. So once again, going back.
Now my concern is this. As you know, Johnny Somali had already hinted before that he would file charges against some of the victims too. Many people are saying he doesn't have the guts to do that if Johnny Somali actually files a lawsuit against Bong Bong, he can't win it. But you can't really say that with full confidence, because Johnny Somali can play any kind of shady tactics at any time, and he's already proven that. So if Johnny Somali actually does this, there's a chance his charges or prison time might get reduced or even dropped. But the real question is, do you think Johnny Somali can really pull that off or not? Now listen carefully. Here's how Johnny Somali has already manipulated the court, and how the court still hasn't punished him even though they know he lied to them.
One of the most important things for us to remember is Johnny Somali lied a lot as a witness, and the prosecutors took him to task. Now understand, this was not his trial. So they couldn't punish Ramsey as harshly for lying as a witness, but it's very important and very critical to show he is going to go into his own trial on the 29th, whether that's the last day or not. Remember, the 29th may not be his last day. He lied a lot. He pretended to not know his address because Youngman was accused of stalking. So if you are stalked, you need to know where you are stalked, because where are you staying, right? Where's your address? We pretended not to know. Well, how are you going to not know and say you're being stalked? He knows his address. He just doesn't want to say it because of the lie that happened during the court of his own trial.
Yeah, guys, you might already know that Johnny Somali lied and hid from the court and legal authorities by concealing his real location. And Hank also said that he's no longer with Johnny Somali, which turned out to be a lie. So these are the kinds of shady tactics Johnny Somali and Hank Yu are playing, and that's exactly why I said they can do anything at any time. Now, the South Korean authorities should be more alert about this situation, because Johnny Somali is already trying to use loopholes in the law to escape punishment. And here you can also see from one of the biggest exposés on Johnny Somali, Atozi's recent video, where he expressed serious concern about this issue. Atozi said that Johnny Somali and Hank Yu were almost humiliated for the shady lies they've been making. And he also pointed out Johnny Somali's current intention to file counter lawsuits against the victims.
Why would he say 1 or 2? Because we know he filed them against Dogum, but maybe the ones he tried to file against Bong Bong were not successful. Who knows though? We're gonna find out in a few days. And then to make things even worse for Johnny, the judge apparently told him multiple times that his story just didn't add up, and then kept asking questions Johnny didn't want to answer because that would just make things worse for him. So obviously that was a massive train wreck. But here's the notes from Hank's testimony. So Hank says he didn't know who Youngman is, but accused him of creating deepfakes. He then also asked the judge why it took a month for him to sue, and then told the judge that the Korean law isn't fair to Johnny.
Oh my god. Now Hank Yu is actually trying to teach the judge that Korean law isn't fair to Johnny Somali? What a complete delusion. I mean, if somehow Johnny Somali or Hank Yu ever went to meet the president or even the prime minister of South Korea, they'd probably try to teach them what to do as well. At this point, Johnny Somali and Hank Yu are just making themselves look like total jokers, and people online are saying the same thing. Here are some of the comments. He's uploading damaging information against himself. They can use it while he's in jail. Another person wrote, "Relax, guys. He still has one pending deepfake charge against him, and he's most likely going to be found guilty because he committed witness intimidation." Someone else commented, "Honestly, I just want RKI to be punished for his numerous crimes, finally. No one should be able to do the kind of crap he and others do and not pay the price for it." And here's another. "The fact that this settlement could possibly be 12 years aggravated makes me wonder how things will go. Honestly, I hope the judge doesn't give leeway to RKI." So, what do I think? If we go by everything Johnny Somali has done, the lies, manipulation, harassment, and intimidation, he absolutely deserves the full 12 years of prison time that's on the table. And if the court wants to send a strong message against this kind of behavior, it should not reduce his sentence at all. But what do you guys think? Should the judge give him the full 12 years? Or do you think he'll somehow get away again? Alright guys, to wrap this up, what we've seen with Johnny Somali and Hank Yu is a masterclass in shady tactics, lies, and manipulation. From hiding his location, filing counter lawsuits against victims, to trying to influence the court and public perception, it's clear these two are playing a dangerous game. Yet Johnny Somali keeps pushing the limits. The question now isn't just whether he'll face justice, but how strongly the authorities and courts will act to make sure he can't escape accountability. So guys, what do you think? Will Johnny Somali finally face the full consequences, or will he somehow slip through his shady tactics once again?